Woo! The Acura NSX, the car that nobody wanted back then, and now it has gotten to a point where you can't even afford to buy one anymore. The guys at Prime One Motorsports gave me a call about a week ago, and they're like, hey, we have a Acura NSX coming in. Do you want to come over and do a video and whatnot? And I was like, no thanks. And they're like, what do you mean no thanks? This is an Acura NSX. Do you know what these cars are going for? It's like, I know what they're going for, but I have never lusted after an NSX, and I never had a poster of this car on my bedroom wall. And I'm one of those OGs who used to play Need for Speed 1 and Need for Speed 1 SE, and I never chose the Acura NSX. I actually chose that car once in the game, and it was too slow, and you couldn't win any races, and that was the problem with this car when it first came out. The 3-liter V6 was pushing only about 270 horsepower. The automatic cars were about 252 horsepower, and later there were upgrades in 1997. The engine was increased to a 3.2 liter that was producing 290 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. But I think that still was not enough. Honda built this car to show the world that they could actually manufacture a supercar that could compete with Ferraris and Lamborghinis. And NSX actually stands for New Sports Car Experimental. But Ferraris of that era, mainly the 348 and later the 355, had more horsepower, had better looks, they were more exotic, more exclusive, and the NSX was just forgotten. How things have changed, ladies and gentlemen. If you look up the values for these cars, especially the ones, ooh, look at that. I got some exotics, cool. Maybe I should go join them. Huh. Well, what I was saying is that the values have gone through the roof, especially for the facelifted versions. In 2001, Honda did the facelift. They got rid of the flip-up headlights, which I thought were kind of a unique feature of the car. They gave it a sleek look, but you know, they wanted to bring the car into the modern era, sort of speak. Unfortunately, just that was not enough. Combined with the more powerful engine, that was still not enough to draw crowds into dealerships and buy these cars. And in 2005, the production has ended. And the reason these cars have gone up in value so dramatically is because now people are starting to realize that all these modern cars with 1,000 horsepower, all the computers, all the infotainments, and all that junk that these cars have, do not provide the ultimate pure driving experience. And that's why car enthusiasts are now lusting after cars like this, cars that are raw, cars that are analog, a manual transmission, no infotainment, none of that garbage. And yes, this car might not have a lot of power, it might not be the most exotic looking car, you're not gonna have kids with cell phones chasing you in parking lots trying to take pictures, but this car provides an absolutely raw, absolutely unbelievable driving experience that you cannot get in a modern car today. This is a true driver's car. The handling is absolutely fantastic. The chassis is stiff and very well composed. It's very predictable. It is not stiff to a point where you feel like you're riding on a park bench, but it's just enough for this car, and it's a great car to drive. The clutch is very light, very easy to operate. The 6-speed manual transmission is fantastic. It's short throw. It is very smooth. There's no notchiness or whatnot. You know exactly what gear you're in. This is a very easy car to drive, and it's surprising because this was supposed to be a supercar, and Honda, in their ultimate wisdom, designed a supercar that was easy to live with, that was comfortable to drive, easy to maintain, and is reliable. So after saying all these nice things about the NSX, there is one issue with this car, at least for me. And the problem is that this car doesn't make you feel as special as a Ferrari or a Lamborghini from the same time period. There's just something about those Italian cars that give you that tingling feeling the minute you get inside and start driving. And the way I look at this car is, the Ferraris and Lamborghinis of that time is like dating a hot girl. You're having fun, you're partying, she can drink, she can hang with the guys, she's great in bed, but at the end of the day, she's gonna drain your bank account, and then when she's done, she's gonna move on to the next guy. And it's the same thing with a Ferrari, you know, you spend thousands of dollars on maintenance and service and repairs, etc., and then when you have nothing left, you sell the car, and then the next guy starts the process all over again. The NSX is basically a good Japanese girl. She's gonna cook for you. She's gonna clean the house. She's gonna love you unconditionally. She's always gonna stand by your side. But the problem is that it's just not as exciting. And that's the NSX. Well, fellas, that's it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Thank you for watching. Peace.